wish somebody would come out and just like sue him. Like we need Usher sued. No, we do. We need a victim to come out and be honest about him, because what I'm realizing is that he's gonna fake the funk into the victim. Man, he's just gonna keep on sucking the devil's. And I don't know, like with a baby, that pacifier. Sometimes you gotta pull it out. You know what I'm saying? And take it away, right? When the baby's used to sucking on the pacifier. That motherfucker gonna keep sucking on it until you do what? Till you take it out the mouth. Now it's gonna scream and holler, but eventually it will get used to the fact that his mouth is no longer full with that object. And that it's time to just, learn how to live without it. He been sucking on Diddy's a long time.
If you don't mind me asking, because I know the topic is sensitive, what happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executive from the industry back in Harlem. I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not going to speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that. And they may be doing something. They may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
What did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking and we was around some people, something like that. And then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when somebody say, yo, man, I don't F with them niggas, man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, nigga was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you heard, and that's what happened.
Like people look at Usher, they don't see that. They're not seeing the victim. They're not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried.
I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass?
Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory.
Usher's recent revelations have sent shockwaves through the music world. For years, he spoke of Diddy as more than a mentor, a brother, a guiding force who helped craft his sound and shape his journey. But that admiration has turned to quiet heartbreak. In a rare, vulnerable moment, Usher opened up about the deep disappointment he feels toward the man he once trusted above all. His words weren't explosive, yet they echoed with the weight of betrayal, a fracture not born from business, but from broken faith. Was this merely the end of a friendship, or the unraveling of an empire he helped create?
Usher comes in and he starts to perform for me. And he drops down on one knee and he starts singing this song called End of the Road, a song that Babyface and I had produced for Boyz II Men. It was a really big hit. He starts singing the song. And like that, I was like, oh my God. Two things happened. One is a star was born. And two, I really knew what my calling was that day. I was like, now I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to find guys like Usher, because it was the greatest feeling in the world.
Did you record him early?
And I recorded him at 14 and all of his career. and he's had some career. Here's the beauty. The best pay it forward story of all time. I signed Usher at 14. He brings Justin Bieber to my office. Justin is 14. And I signed Justin also, right? And so that was like, it was a beautiful thing.
Fame came quickly for Bieber because of a chance meeting with hip-hop heavyweight Usher.
I'ma tell you one time.
Like Justin, Usher was a teen idol. Now he's a megawatt superstar and producer. He co-produced the 15-year-old's debut single.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, Island Def Jam recording artist, Justin Bieber. It's getting ready to go down. Just so you know, we're in the studio right now working on it. Get ready because it's going to be big. Ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
That's right. So look out. We're coming.
Atlanta is hip-hop central. That's where Usher's co-producer Scooter Braun lives and where he first discovered Justin. 3 years ago, he was looking for new talent on the internet when he accidentally came across Justin singing on YouTube. It was a life-changing moment for both Justin and Scooter.
You pulled up into a parking lot and Usher was there?
Yeah, it was a studio parking lot. Usher just pulls up in his Range Rover, and I'm like, wow, that's Usher. Wow, that's a Range Rover. Like, I'd never seen any of them. So I ran up to Usher. I was like, Usher, I love your songs. Can I sing you one? And he was like, oh, well, let's just go inside. I contacted us named Scooter, who's my manager now. And basically stalked us a little bit, kind of got in contact with us. And finally my mom was calling him back to, say, listen, stop calling me. And he was like, I really see a lot in your son. Like, I can help you guys. And my mom was really skeptical at first. They ended up talking for a couple hours. And he knew some lawyers that we could talk to and stuff. So we ended up flying to Atlanta free of charge, just for him to, check us out and get to know us. And
this is Scooter.
Yes.
Yeah.
That there are so many kid stars that have fallen down the wrong path and that have been just done the wrong thing, because this is a hard business and people just lose themselves.
When this record came out, so many kids in America were wearing their hair like that. Every boy. As a matter of fact, when we did the X Factor,
In the late 90s, Diddy embodied the very idea of unstoppable success, the mogul who could take raw talent and turn it into pure stardom. Usher, still at the edge of youth, stepped into that powerful orbit. Together, they reshaped the face of R&B, blending luxury, swagger, and soul into a sound that defined a generation. Fast cars, silk suits, and chart-topping hits became their signature. Their bond, forged in ambition and artistry, once seemed unbreakable. But when an empire is built on loyalty, what remains when that loyalty begins to crack?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
He signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
I'm begging you, Robert.
Yeah. No, I mean, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person besides his talent. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin, you... You know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also while you're
He
out.
got me a Lamborghini. And
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house. And he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
I definitely feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know.
Industry insiders first sensed friction when Usher started steering his own creative path. His sound became more soulful, his lyrics more intimate, a reflection of growth that didn't quite align with Diddy's high-gloss empire. Whispers of distance began to circulate, even as both men kept their public silence. What seemed like artistic evolution may have quietly concealed something deeper, a rift between gratitude and self-definition. Because sometimes, the price of freedom is losing the very hand that once helped you rise.
Surrounding these freak-offs. And I guess we should start with saying, what are freak-offs, right? Well, let's go to the indictment. It says, quote, Combs and other members and associates of the Combs enterprise wielded the power and prestige of Combs' role at the Combs business to intimidate, threaten, and lure female victims into Combs' orbit, often under the pretense of a romantic relationship. Combs then used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers that Combs referred to as, among other things, freak-offs. Freak-offs were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, pleasured himself during, and often electronically recorded.
Oh, man. You got some visitors, dog.
So we're seeing that large presence.
New video, Diddy slowly pacing outside Miami's private jet facility at 3 p.m. yesterday via TMZ as Homeland Security raided mansions on both coasts, from his $35 million waterfront estate in Florida to Beverly Hills.
I'm outside Diddy's $40 million pad. It's quiet now, but yesterday, media, SWAT vehicles, dozens of armed officials and investigators descended on the property, seizing boxes of evidence and putting his sons Christian and Justin in handcuffs. They were reportedly detained and released. So what does this raid mean?
Then everything changed. As allegations and lawsuits began circling Diddy's once untouchable empire, the spotlight grew harsh and unrelenting. Usher, once the proud torchbearer of the bad boy legacy, started to retreat into the background. Their public moments together vanished, and his interviews took on a careful, measured tone. For an artist whose brand was built on authenticity and soul, that silence said more than words ever could. When a friend's name turns into a scandal, does loyalty mean standing by or stepping away?
If he's bigger than Diddy, and he's not none of the names that I said, probably so. But then they say he was young too.
Yeah, they say he was young.
Let me get his name right. I hope it ain't the Bieber. I hope it's not the Bieber. And they're going to have to bring that to forefront because the prosecutor's going to want those tapes. And they're going to do whatever they have to do legally to get those tapes. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. So we just better hope for his sake, that that's just a bunch of bull crap. But then there's lawyers out there saying, yeah, the tape does exist. Lawyers got on television to say the tapes exist. I don't really know or trust that, because they was trying to say he had a tape with one of the bodyguards and this lady that came out. So
the first time you met Justin Bieber, this kid comes up to you. He's not Justin Bieber yet. He's just some kid. And he says, I want to sing for you.
It was at the studio of Jermaine Dupri's. I said, you know, why don't you set up a meeting between me and your manager? I'd love to meet with you and do this in a formal setting. I'm late for an appointment with Jermaine Dupri.
Right.
And I don't want to keep him waiting. Let's just do this the right way.
And then you have him come to audition for you, right?
Actually, a few people. My wife at the time.
Right.
It also was Perry Reed, L.A. Reid's first wife.
So you were all sitting in a room
We
somewhere.
were in a room.
Yeah.
And I showed her the video. And Perry says, "Are you crazy? You better get down there and meet this kid right now."
Usher is speaking out about his tweets mysteriously somehow disappearing after his friend and former mentor, Sean Diddy Combs, was arrested on sex trafficking charges. News Nation senior story editor Paula Froelich joins me live with the scoop here. Paula, this sparked some suspicion and really caught a lot of fans' attention. Do you think it was hacked? What's the scoop?
Yeah, I do. Why not? I mean, here's the deal. Usher knows Diddy very well. I would not necessarily call them friends. He's definitely been distancing himself for years and has come out and said, you know what? I lived with him for a year. By the way, note to Usher's mom, you're going to give up your 13-year-old kid to go live with Diddy for a year? WTF. However, she did. And he saw everything, and it was really disturbing. And, you know, Howard Stern once asked him, hey, would you let your kids go, you know, hang out with Diddy? And he was like, yeah, absolutely not.
Did Usher let it burn to his social media? Well, he's saying not so fast. As fans were speculating about the reason his ex page went away, here's the story. Billboard chart topper Usher was caught up in conversation Sunday as his ex account was cleared and the good old social media conspiracy theorists debated why. Ranging from his connections with Diddy to maybe releasing new music, Usher cleared the air posting. Account got hacked and...
In a recent interview, Usher didn't accuse, he reflected. He spoke about the pain of watching those you once looked up to evolve into something unrecognizable, about realizing that fame doesn't shield you. It strips you bare. What hurt most, he admitted, wasn't the rumors or the noise, but the silence, the friendships that faded when success and sorrow collided. Maybe betrayal isn't one sudden blow. Sometimes, it's the quiet, gradual unraveling of trust between two dreamers who once built a vision together.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is a culmination of a lot of work. I know from behind the scenes, this man signed Justin once Usher brought him along to him, and you made the right decision, clearly.
Yeah, looks like it, right? I don't know if I make great decisions every day, but that day, I must have been in a great mood.
Take us to that meeting, that first time when you saw Justin in your office and he sung for you.
Well, you know, he walked in with Usher. Usher called and said, I have something really special for you. I have a gift for you. And he brought Justin in. Justin had a guitar. He played the piano. He sang for me, and I thought it was amazing, and it was a no-brainer. It really was, right?
Yeah, it seems like, you know, what's ironic is the fact that most record labels passed on him the first go-around.
See, no one told me that. They were very smart not to tell me that, because if I didn't know, if I knew that we weren't first.
Yeah. Guys, this is Justin Bieber here.
Hey guys, I'm Justin Bieber. Wait, you guys are on my page, you know who I am.
So I just wanted to thank you guys so much for all your support. You've been truly amazing. I wouldn't be in this position without you. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for all the support. You guys have been, amazing.
So I want to thank all my British fans for all your support. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, man. Shout out.
A lot of things have come back to where
Usher.
they talk about his...
Usher, I'm tired of Usher.
Oh, okay.
Goofy bitch.
No.
Got your asshole ripped open and the only thing it inspired was loyalty? They ripped your ass open. Gene didn't say it. He said, check the records at the hospital. I'm saying it. You got your ripped open. Then you take Justin Bieber from Lily White, Canada, and take him to the flavor of Fuck Off, the kiddie edition. Get his ripped open. Now everything's coming out, and the first thing you do is run the Bowie with another kiddie record.
Beyond the noise and headlines burns a deeper question. What duty do artists carry when the culture they helped build begins to crumble? Usher's calm, deliberate tone suggests a man who understands both the weight of influence and the cost of silence. In an industry where self-preservation often outruns truth, every veteran faces the same crossroad. Protect your peace or protect what's right. The music world prizes endurance, not confession. But how can an artist ever find healing if his story stays untold?
So I met Usher,
I met him when he was 14. And, you know, my book actually opens with that because it was one of the highlights in my career. At 14 years old, this young guy comes walking into my office and he starts singing. And I stop him early and say, wait a minute, hold up, this is too good. I need to go get some girls. So I bring all the girls from the office in, and Usher drops down on one knee and starts singing it to the prettiest girl in the room and starts seducing her with his eyes. He's 14. Yeah. And he has no fear, no anxiety, no nervousness. And he goes in and he nails it. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And welcome to LaFace Records. And that's how we started. Yeah. Pretty incredible. Love that kid.
I moved to New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor
some...
Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't necessarily.
At all costs, and the new dad wants to protect his family and stay away from it altogether.
A lot of things that everybody just don't need to be looking at. A lot of things the kids shouldn't be seeing right now.
Justin, of course, was a kid when he spent time with the now embattled rapper. With Diddy behind bars, we hear the grown pop stars trying to stay under the radar, focusing on his family with wife Haley and their newborn Jack. Justin knows they won't ever get this time back, and he won't allow any of the Diddy news to impact these special moments.
I do think the Diddy case happened at the right time as well with the celebrity lineup because these celebrities love Diddy so much. They're at all these parties. LeBron now famously, ain't no party like a Diddy party. And you're watching all of these victims come out, including actually majority men. I guess that's what Diddy's into. And they're speaking about the drugging, the raping. You've got a lot of proof in the form of pictures, this lawsuit. And you have these celebrities all stay mum. And then his ex-girlfriend pops up with some fake tears, J-Lo. Hasn't said anything about Diddy, but now she's crying about the threat of Donald Trump. It was just...
Justin Bieber, who looks a pretty broken guy right now. And you do wonder how much of that is linked to all this and what may have really gone on with him. Again, there are a lot of rumors about what may have been done or not done to Justin Bieber when he was young, underage. And I look at him now and there's something very off with Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber has been, I think, maligned by everybody in his orbit, honestly.
Yeah.
I have another crazy inside Hollywood scoop for you guys today, this time pertaining to Justin Bieber. This is crazy. Daily Mail, last 48 hours. Here are some headlines. Inside Kendall and Kylie Jenner's desperate attempts to help Hailey and Justin Bieber amid split speculation. Justin Bieber reacts to wife Hailey hitting an event without him amid rumors of a marriage breakdown. I'm told that Justin Bieber, just like Michael Jackson, is engaged in a war against musical executives, except the musical executives have gotten smarter over time. He wants out of Hollywood. He doesn't
delay the start of his upcoming sex trial. The music mogul appeared in court today. His legal team wanted to push the trial start date by 2 months, saying they needed more time to prepare because of new charges filed earlier this month. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all federal counts, including racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. His trial is set to begin May 5th. Let's bring in CBS News legal reporter Katrina Coffin, who is outside the courthouse. Katrina, why did the judge deny Combs' bid to delay the trial, and what else happened in court?
Lindsay, great to join you. The judge denied this immediately when we got into court today. What he said to Combs' attorneys is, for one, this request came very last minute.